Well, that's done. I bored a couple holes in the thing, put big bolts in it, clamped it down. It don't flex at all now. I straightened out all them lines. That was kind of fun. I put this brake proportioning valve down here. I welded it right onto the frame. It'll still unbolt from the mount. I don't know what this little thing is here in the front, but you can see it comes out when I press on the brake. So far I haven't got any continuity out of the other switch. Well, this front one tends to keep fluid in it. I don't know why, even when I took the line off, it still had fluid in it. But anyway, the pedal's good and solid. It's got a little air in it right now. But one thing I noticed is this one was bubbling by itself, just sitting there, so I made sure all of my lines are going up. There's no, might be right here a little bit, no high spots for a bubble to form, be trapped, so air is gonna work its way out. Bend a little, I'll work on that. But here's the lines in, and they're pretty straight, good enough for a rat rod. And I got them all bolted up, nothing's leaking. So that's kind of the end of the mounting the master cylinder project. Well, I got this trimmed up a little bit, and I put a piece of metal in here where my firewall is going to be. A piece of wood here, basically where the floor is going to be. I'm on my little box here, and this is basically we've got a couple pieces clamped on. This is going to be the final length of this brake, and it's that would be in fully depressed position. It's right against the firewall, and of course the accelerator peep is going to be a couple inches away from here. And the brake itself is going to be up here somewhere. So I think I'm going to put a board in here to simulate how much, probably 4 inches off the firewall. And we'll see what I got between accelerator pedal and the brake. I did a little mocking up here. Well, I've clamped a 3-inch spacer in there to hold this pedal in the up position. And this board and thing here is about where my accelerator pedal would be. I got to have at least 2 to 3 inches off the floor for travel. And to pick my foot up to here, it's only I don't know, 3-4 inches. I bent this foot pedal down to where instead of it lowered it, you know, good 3/4 of an inch by bending it. But and I'm pretty sure I got more than 12 inches there now. But anyway, this will be could lower it a little more, but I can do that with the pedal itself, the pad. But I think this is good enough from the, actually I'm putting my foot on that vice grip there. This is a 2-inch piece, so I'm 3 inches, 4 or 5 off the floor. I'm still at a good where I can reach everything. And this foot's going into the firewall. I'm hitting that clamp right now, so I'm 2 or 3 inches away from it. But this will be a little bit of a, have to pick your foot up to get on the brake. But it's approximately right. You know, I'll have a lot of adjustment up to do in there with a push rod, where this is gonna push it in and out, and also the length of the push rod. So right now, I think with it 3 inches away from the firewall here, just below the mounting point, that's those 3 pieces in there. I probably don't want to get it any more than that, because it is a pretty good lift to get your foot up and onto that brake. So I'll measure and see how much stroke I got now, and we'll go from there. Well, I took that thing out. Right now I got about 6 inches down here at the pedal. If I take this out and let it go to the floorboard, I got 1.5 inches. So 1.5 inches from 6, so I got about a 4.5 inch travel to the floorboard on the pedal. And I measured it up in here, from here to the rivets, 2 inches. And if I put my spacer in it, anyway, I measured that before, and it's about 3/4 of an inch of stroke. You can pick up some by having a flat piece down there. So the way it's mocked up with the lever as it is, and being able to get my foot on it, I got at least 3/4 of an inch of stroke on the piston. That should be plenty. I think the total stroke on the master cylinder itself is probably 2 inches from fully out to fully in. but I'm probably only going to use the top part of it. Again, I can adjust this. I can move my accelerator pedal. I think the geometry as it is will work. I'm going to go ahead and get it straight. Mark me a couple holes here. Bore this thing into the firewall and mount it, and put my little pin in my clevis. See what I can finally come up with. Well, that's pretty much in. I clamped that proportioning valve over there, and cracked all the lines, bled it. Right there's I got some flex up there in top. I need to put 2 more bolts in that, but that thing is only moving like 1/4 of an inch, and I've got solid brakes. Of course, that proportioning valve is not going to give it all, but I don't have, I can see the little cylinder there. I don't know if I can get you in here. It's moving 1/8 of an inch. Most of the wiggle in this is up there in that top joint, but I've got maybe, I don't know, 1/2 an inch. That's how much that's moving. And I need to put 2 more bolts in those holes there, because it's not, even though that 1/2 inch plate is not bending, or 3/8 plate, it is allowing it to twist that 14 gauge metal in the on a firewall. So I'll drill a couple more holes in here, put some bolts in it. I'll probably put a little bigger bolt, 7/16 or something. Big flat washers on the front. It's gonna be looking a little off center because those holes are off center, but that's plenty good for that thing. And looks like when they cut those brake lines, I don't know if they just cut them or soldered them, but boy, they don't leak at all. I got everything all out of here, broke loose, and put that master cylinder up there full of fluid, and was able to break everything loose. I haven't got this switch out yet, or that one. I tried a little, but only thing I had was a crescent. I didn't have the right one for that. I'm gonna check the continuity on them and see what they do. Hopefully they'll be all right. I think they will be, because like I said, these lines are crimped off. I mean, they're really crimped. Not really wanting to focus real close. Let's see if we can zoom in some. But anyway, they don't leak. So we'll just press on here. I just, took these lines off and bled them. And, well, I just, got the air out of it, the old bad fluid, and then held the brake pedal down and tightened them. And then I did these two last here, right here on top. And I've got this all kind of bent around where it's all uphill except for maybe this one little place right here. So any kind of air that might be in there work its way up into the master cylinder. So anyway, the proof of the pudding is that brake pedal is solid as a rock. I actually can probably use my little adjuster and move it down. And I have to figure out a way to put a spring on it. So, because right now if you pull up on it, the pin will fall out. So I need a little spring to keep it down. But master cylinder looks good actually. It's sort of fits it, it's kind of black and not too ugly, and sure beats having another one. And I really like the fact I've already got my proportioning valve there. As best I can tell, these are all American bolts, so I don't know what this came off of, but it's not metric, so that's good.